We're like, what? Then into the room walked Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, who was there for a Q&A session with us for the rest of the class period, which is pretty awesome. So that's just obviously the beginning of the engineering quad here. Where we're headed up into is the rest of the buildings. This is nanoscale engineering over here, and behind it is bioengineering and chemical engineering. As we move up into the main part of the plaza, you'll be able to see Huang Engineering Center coming up across on the right, which is the center for engineering here on campus. It has the engineering library as well as the product realization lab. And then behind that is Y2E2, the Yang and Yamazaki Environment and Energy Building. Most of these buildings are actually for research. These buildings are more for teaching and for classroom space. And then these ones are labs, so professors working with graduate students as well as undergraduate students. So let's pull over here. So it tends to be really, actually very easy to get involved with that research. Generally speaking, all you got to do is email a professor, say, hey, you got room in your lab? And if the answer is yes, then awesome, you're in. And if the answer is no, then that's fine. They know colleagues who, and that's not at all the case. Because our largest undergraduate school by far, not even close, is the School of Humanities and Sciences, which ends up awarding 75% of undergraduate degrees. School of Engineering ends up awarding about 23%. School of Earth Sciences gets the remaining 2%. Our largest major is right now, yes, computer science. But our second largest major is human biology, which has more people graduating in it than all the rest of the engineering majors combined. So I think that's something that's kind of important to remember, that yes, there's a lot of really cool programs going on in the School of Engineering, but that's only a small chunk of what we do here. And there are a lot of other really cool opportunities out there. One of my friends is really into international relations, so I'm actually kind of, moving closer and closer to her field of study as I take more political science classes. She's doing research this summer, but it's not part of any of these labs in here. She's actually over in South Korea, collecting the oral histories of Korean comfort women from World War II. So obviously an extremely powerful project, and it's going to be really interesting to see what she comes up with and what the result of that is. But that's what she's spending her summer doing. So there's a lot of other cool projects going on here. That School of Earth Sciences, that 2% of people, I know that seems really small and insignificant, but that does represent a real population of people. Two of my best friends spent fall quarter in Hawaii island hopping, taking scuba surveys of reefs, hiking up volcanoes, setting up all sorts of equipment to measure erosion. Then in the spring they went abroad again to Monterey, to the Hopkins Marine Station. And one of them spent the full quarter there, and he liked it so much that he's still there doing research with a professor. And then the other one left Monterey halfway through the quarter to join the Stanford at Sea program, which is in the South Pacific, and island hops there. She liked that so much that she's still there. She's in Palau. She's currently scuba diving in an inland lake where there's a bunch of jellyfish that have evolved not to sting, so she's studying them. And that is pretty fantastic. Those are two really cool programs, both of them through the School of Earth Sciences, so it might be small, but don't count it out. So, some other stuff about the academic system here, though. If you've ever, seen any University of California school or anything like that, you'll know that the UC schools are on what's called the quarter system rather than the semester system.